So if you remember, this is that thing we built. Drops right on there. We're that proud. Now we got to see how this thing fits in here. You kind of gotta do a little math in your head, pretending like you know what you're doing, kind of a thing. Grab this over here. We got this much gap here. We got this much gap here. Do we have enough gap to accommodate this much wedge? And we don't want it to be exactly the same, or it wouldn't wedge on there real good and tight. And that's what we're looking for. So you kind of have to eyeball it. I feel like we're pretty close. I'm probably going to go out on that big sander and I'm going to smooth these up. They're not real smooth on the sides, you know, just quick glue up there so we could shape them. I'm going to go give them a quick shape, or a quick sanding, and we'll check it out. Probably going to thin this out just a touch, but I think we're pretty close. Okay. Clean these up real quick, only took a minute. Another thing I'm going to go ahead and guarantee you, so that it won't happen, when I start banging on these, they're going to come apart. They're just gonna. That's just super glue. I don't care what the commercials say, it's gonna break. Hopefully it doesn't cause us a problem. I don't think it will. And we're gonna bang these things in there and hope it works. Half an inch up here is okay. I like to leave them a little proud. Some I've left 3/4 of an inch. I'm not sure I would do it again. I still like the way they look, but that's not a user. I'm looking at it over the camera here. It's not a user, it's a wall hanger. So that stuff's down in there pretty good that far without trying real hard. So we're just gonna go for it. Glue. So wood glue serves two purposes. Of course, it glues, works as a bond to hold that wedge in, and it kind of works as a lubricant too. I wish I was smart enough to be the one to figure that out. I learned that from Buck and Billy Ray. I'd hung a few axes and I'd never used wood glue on the wedge. They seem to work, but I do notice a difference when I'm jamming them wedges in there. They do have a little easier time going. As the channel grows, we'll be able to see who's looking at what. But I'm telling you right now, if you're not watching Buck and Billy Ray, you should be. The guy is just a jewel. I've always liked chainsaws and axes. I mean, it's a boy thing. It's just a thing. I saw them when I was young. I always liked them. I played with them every chance I could. I hurt myself a little bit when I didn't know what I was doing. Hey, that's how we learn, right? It doesn't matter if you like cutting wood, chopping, all that kind of stuff. Buck and Billy Ray he's just a good guy. You just pop in and watch a couple of his videos. It doesn't matter which one you watch. You'll see what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter whether or not you like chainsaws and axes. I assume that you might if you're here, because that's about all I've posted about. But hey, the guy's great. He's an inspiration. He's the reason I'm trying to make a YouTube channel go. So pop in there and take a look. He's cool. He's really cool. Back to our project. Our wedge. We got the thing. We got the glue. We got the gloves. And we got the hammer. This guy works really good. He's got a really nice flat pole. Bang bang. And he happens to be a Kelly Works Flint Edge. That's awesome. So tools are all in place. We're gonna glue this turkey up. We're gonna go to town. Hopefully it works. This is really, for me, haven't even built this handle from scratch. This is the scariest part for me. I get the most nervous when I'm putting a wedge in. Here we go. Thank you. Paintbrush. I broke that. Good thing we weren't gonna keep it. Good save. Alright, so we're gonna throw some glue on here. I wear the gloves because it seems like the right thing to do. I hate getting glue on me. It doesn't protect your axe handle. I've gotten glue on axe handles and had to sand and sand and sand to get it off, but it happens. All right. Got glue everywhere. Start him in there and try to eyeball it. See this? I get all in a hurry because there's glue on there. Well, if you've ever worked with wood glue, you know it's not in a hurry to set up. I think we're pretty close this way. We can't do anything about this way now because we kind of committed ourselves. So there's an experience thing maybe that I've thought about. Get rid of the gloves now, they've got the glue on them. Piece of leather over that edge because that is sharp. When we whack on this, we don't want that head to try to jump. I'm going to start it with this guy just to get him in there. Boy, those are kind of acting like they might not do what I want them to. If they don't, you're going to find out how you take them out. Or you're going to find out how to make a three-piece wedge, which is about where we're at. Never throw anything away. Look at that. So now we got black walnut, mahogany, and I think that's probably bloodwood. I'm going to taper him down a little more on the sander. We're going to get him in there, and we're going to have what you call a really cool looking wedge that we did on purpose, as long as nobody watches the video where we explain how we messed up. Look at that. Got her down there that time. Through the magic of film, we've shortened that, and I tapered him some more. This isn't ideal, but hey, this is real life. This is what happens. I want you to know, I could have just stopped and started over, took all that out of there. But this happens. It's not the end of the world. We're going to end up with what's probably a pretty cool looking wedge. It's good and fat at the top. I do like that. I probably could have gone some more on that guy, but woohoo! Hold your breath, folks. Okay, so that is a lot longer than it needs to be. I'm going to zip out on the bandsaw. I'm going to shorten that up so I can control it a little better. Just hang tight. And I'm doing a video and I just realized something. Usually I whack it a little bit and seed it some more. And we're going to do that. And it's probably going to change those wedges a little bit. We're going to find out just exactly how crafty I am, I think. No, that's solid. We're going to leave it. I don't want to crack that end. So here's where we're at. We're going to mash this guy in there to meet these two. And then we're going to try to drive them all at the same time. If that doesn't work and this is starting to go inside of the handle too far, we're going to trim that handle back and we'll beat them in there some more. Right? I know we got enough wedge there to make it work. It might not be as proud as we wanted, but it is going to be what it is when we're done. Okay, so he just kind of exploded. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. And after I sanded on that, I think I realized that is pink coral.
Pink ivory.
Pink ivory. There we go. That coral didn't sound right. It's neither coral or ivory. It is wood. It is pretty wood. And it's a little bit soft, but it's got a gorgeous color. So here we go. We're going to see where we end up here. Okay, we can get those in there a little further. I'm not going to cut that axe handle yet. This is a trick I learned trying to fix an old handle without re-wedging it. Drift punch. Whoops. Drift punch, and I'm going to do a little bit of yoga. Catch the bottom of that handle between my heels. I'm going to put that guy in there and make sure that he's tapered enough that he's not going to hit the axe handle. He's just on the wedge. It's actually going to work out pretty good, I think. That was a very good shot. All right, I think we're about there. As crazy as it looks right now, that guy split. That bad shot, that split that guy out. That's all right. That is all right. You're going to see that turns out to look okay. It's probably going to show. But hey, we're not taking it apart because that's a good wedging. That is good. There's a little mushrooming going on, not a whole lot. Those ridges, they really change things for you. I love these little wood slashers. They're easy to find. They are not my favorite to mount. I'm going to see if I can get the back of that in a little more. Oh yeah, move that time. Okay. And you see that? It's like a rear sights on your pistol. We're down below it, but we still got room. We're going to trim that up on the bandsaw. We're going to sand it. And it's going to look awesome. I really believe that. We'll get this little bit of glue that we got weeping out of there off. And if Dana would be so kind as to carry the camera, we're going to go out and we're going to trim this down. See where we end up. What I kind of like to do, and this I'm going to tell you right now, I watch bucking a lot. We're going to be a little lower in the front than the back. This is where we're entering the wood. Little aerodynamics there. Looks really good, and I think it actually does serve a purpose. We're just going to eyeball it. Point of safety. When that happens, turn the saw off. Believe me, I found out. I reached in there to grab one of those guys with the saw running, and I was looking at it and not the saw blade, and I stuck my finger right on the saw blade. It should have hurt a lot worse than it did, but it was bad enough I learned. So, that doesn't look bad, guys. We're going to sand that down, get her a little more aerodynamic, and I think that's going to be an awesome looking wedge. Lemons, lemonade. It's an old saying. I use it. Believe it. It's a good thing. See you in a minute. All right, we're going to make this short and sweet because we're running out of batteries. I'm going to shape the top of this with this sander real quick, and then we're going to stain this. So looking better. Looking better. That was 80 grit. I do a lot with 80 grit. Then I'm going to get a piece of wore out 220. And I only do this, I finished the whole handle at 80 grit because I like the way it feels once you got the finish on it and you're swinging it, because I don't wear gloves when I use an axe unless it's super duper cold, and then hopefully I'm not doing anything. But we can get a nice contrast out of here. That's one of the reasons I like doing different woods. So that, you know, we got some cracks in there. That's all right. That does not hurt a thing. Purely aesthetic. I gotta tell you, I was gonna burn this handle. I forgot. I got in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. I keep forgetting that. I tell you, and then I don't like, you know, do it. I get in a hurry. I can't, I could try to burn it now, but it's not gonna work up here. It's pretty wood, we're okay. We'll burn the next one. So we're there, we're ready to put some finish on this guy. I like Watco, Danish oil. This is what I use. This one has the dark walnut stain in it already. Somewhere I've got some that doesn't have stain. Don't know where it's at right now. So here we go. Oh, hey, look. There it is. No stain. Danish oil. It's basically boiled linseed oil and varnish, and this one's got some stain in it, so sometimes the stain looks really nice, sometimes it doesn't. I think it's going to work pretty good on this one. You don't have to super duper hurry, but you don't want to let this puddle underneath this handle as we're working on this side. And it will. And then it just gets darker where it soaks in. You don't want that. And this will show you where you didn't get stuff sanded evenly. So you get that turkey turned over and rubbed in real quick. Keep her even. Probably already got me down there on the bottom a little bit. That's all right. That could be sanding too. There's a lot of weird angles down there on that fawn's foot. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I'm liking it. I'm liking the way it looks with this stain on there. Not burned. Burned is pretty. Burned is different. They are both pleasing to the eye. Just keep putting some more on here. We'll even this turkey out. Yeah, that looks nice. When you use the stain will actually get in these the edges of the grain. The leaves was what I call them. I don't know what you really call them. That's what I call them. And it gives it a little bit of a burnt look, a stained look. It's good. We'll burn some stuff in there later. I'll show you. You've probably seen some of them. Get a little more back here. It's looking a little light. And that may just be the grain of the wood. It is not gonna get a whole lot darker. That's all right. It's wood. It's natural. Natural is not perfect all the time. Yeah. Now the fun part. This is where the little extra sanding comes in handy. Go to that 220. I've actually gone higher than that, get it shining like glass before I put this on, and it really looks good. I just don't happen to have any more sandpaper. You know, any finer grit sandpaper anyway. So we'll put that in there. Let it sit on the top for a minute. Work a little down the sides, and it's gonna go all the way through that eye, especially with those ridges in it. It's gonna run out on the top of the. Oh, it's already going. See, it's coming out of there. That's all right. That's what boiled linseed oil is. Not only pretty, straight up boiled linseed oil is pretty on wood, but it protects the wood. We use it on trailer decks that are going to just be outside all the time in the weather. That's not a bad looking wedge. I don't care if that was an accident or not. I like it. And it is functional. There's nothing wrong with that wedge. It gave us a little trouble. I caused that problem. I can tell you right now, I thought about it after we had the problem. I showed you how proud we left this. I tapered that wedge to fit the top of the axe, not accounting for the fact that it was going to be higher. I told you it wasn't going to go all the way in, so I tapered it too much. So we ended up not having enough on the ends. That's all right. We fixed it, and it was a good fix, a functional fix, and it's pretty. So there you go, folks. That was an axe handle, start to finish. And I'll tell you another thing. Well, I'm just going to reiterate something. This channel, we're going to go through a lot of different things. Who knows, but maybe we'll make an oil burning stove. Maybe we'll restore some old wrenches or some old saws. Who knows? One thing, you're along for the ride, and I'm not gonna candy coat it. I'm gonna show you my mistakes. That's how we learn. I would never have thought of doing that. I had to one time. I had to again tonight. It's fun. That's heckle Friday. If it was perfect, I wouldn't be doing it. If it had to be done perfectly, I wouldn't be doing it. I strive for perfection, and there's nothing worse than being a perfectionist that can't do anything perfect. Get over it. Just do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Enjoy it. Find life hacks, as they call it these days. That's a life hack right there. Whatever. I like it. Thanks for coming along the journey with me. There's more to be done in the future. We're going to turn some bowls. We're going to make some pens. We're going to make some more axe handles. Who knows what we're going to do. Thanks for showing up. I'm going to pretend like I'm a pro. Click subscribe. Hit notifications. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down. Whatever you feel like. Comment, please. Tell me what you think. I'm open to suggestions. Let's have fun with this. Thanks, guys. Be nice. Try to do something nice for someone today. I bought a cookie for somebody today. I don't know who it was, but I hope he enjoyed it. Good night.